Let's talk Kajabi templates. When you are using Kajabi, it can be confusing as to which template you use for what, because Kajabi does make it really easy for you by providing heaps of pre-designed templates that you can use for all the different areas of Kajabi. But sometimes when you hear the word template, you might think, oh, is that just for the pages? But no, Kajabi has different templates for your landing pages, for your website page, for your products and courses, and for your emails. So I am going to go through all of the different types of templates in Kajabi to let you know what is available to make it so much easier for you to create your site. And I'm talking to make it easy enough that you could get up and running in a day. And also I'm going to show you some of the third-party templates that are available. Even us here at the Unicorn Advisory, we have a Kajabi template shop, which gives you an additional option when you're looking for design templates to suit your brand, and it gives you a whole lot more options on top of what Kajabi provides you. And there are also some template providers that are doing cool extra things that are coded templates that give you extra functionality not available natively in Kajabi. So get yourself a copy, and we're going to go for that wrap up of all of the different templates. Let's jump in and go through all of the different templates. By the way, in case you are new to my channel, I am Sue from the Unicorn Advisory, your trusted Kajabi expert. I adore Kajabi and I like to make it simple. So if you are just getting into Kajabi, learning about it, or brand new, I'm here to help you make the most of the platform. If you're not yet using Kajabi, look down in the description and I've got a link for an awesome Kajabi trial with some very special unicorn bonuses. But this is an example of some Kajabi templates. This is our Kajabi template shop, theunicornadvisory.com/template shop. And we have a lot of different designs. So these are design-based templates, and it just gives you different options. There's different styles, so you can find something that might be suitable for your brand. You might be like, oh, I really like that. That's cool. And, you might be like, oh, I love this kind of black explicit look, and then you can go into those templates. This is the same with all the different Kajabi template sellers, third-party template sellers around, and you can actually go through each page one by one and see the different pages in the demo to be like, oh, I really like that. I love this design. Like, you might like the way that this is laid out. But that is the second place that I recommend you start. The first place is right within Kajabi itself, because you might be able to find what you need in Kajabi. So something to bear in mind with the actual page designs and templates within Kajabi is there are two different types of templates, and they operate completely independently. So we have our website templates. So for the website templates, even though this says design here, this design only refers to the website templates. We've also got page templates, which are these ones under your landing pages, where we can create a new landing page or upload a template you've purchased from somewhere else. And that also has different template options. So we're going to go through those in a sec. The website templates, what your website is within Kajabi is a collection of pages grouped together so that when you make a change in one area, it changes across all of the pages. So sometimes when you're starting, that can be a really nice, simple way to get up and running on Kajabi. Personally, I prefer to build my website with individual landing pages, and then you have individual control over each landing page. But for a lot of people, you'll start with a website. So let's start there in terms of your template options. But do remember, when you're choosing a template for your website, you get all of the website pages. When you're choosing a template for a landing page, it's just that one individual page. So sometimes that can make a difference. And what I'll recommend, as I'll show you in a sec, is to just download a heap of the different ones from Kajabi to help you understand those differences. So firstly, when you have your templates, your different templates, you can have as many as you want, and they will show up in your saved templates down here. You can click onto Browse Templates to have a look, or you can click onto the Template Store. They're both going to take you through to the same place. You can do all of these templates if you want, and then go in to each of them and see what it looks like and see if you like the design style. But what you're doing is you're trying to find something that is the closest to your overall design. Don't worry about the colors and the photos. What you're looking for is the structure of the page. So for example, for this one here, we can see that we've kind of got these offset photos and a lot of white space. Whereas in this one, we've got these photos, and we can click into it to get a little bit more of an idea, where we've got these images that are going, right up next to each other and right to the edges, as opposed to something like this, where the images, have got like a lot of white space around them. They're different sizes. pages. They've got these different sections. So you can go and have a look like this at each of the different sections, or you can actually go and load them all into your Kajabi account and then get an idea on which one you like best. Now the templates, this one here, Creative and Tailor and Prosper, these ones also have matching landing pages. So if you're wanting to get a bit of cohesiveness through your site with, I guess, the minimal changes, if you pick one of these three here that you like the best and use that as your base and then match the landing pages back to the same template, then that's a way that you can do things really quickly. But the rest of these pages, the reach, is streamlined as kind of like a base no kind of template. Amelia, Hopper, Serenity, all these ones don't necessarily have a matching landing page template because they're two different areas of Kajabi. But these three, the most new ones, do. Now, before I start putting one of these templates in and show you what you can do with the template, you also have this option for Kajabi legacy templates. I would personally recommend not to use the legacy templates. Now, what the legacy templates are, in late, I think it was 2020, I think it was, at the end of 2020, Kajabi introduced their new website building framework, which is called Encore. So most of the designs and everything that were built after the end of 2020 were built on Encore. Before that time, they were built on a framework called Premiere. Now, you can still use those and the pages still work perfectly. I come across a lot of sites that are still built on Premiere pages. They're fantastic. However, when you are following instructions for how to design pages, if you want to get a bit more detail and more specificity in how you build your pages, you're going to find that with these Encore templates. So the Encore templates are going to be the ones that come up and you can see the pictures. If you click into these Kajabi legacy templates here, these are on the older building framework that has a lot less flexibility with the different sections. You can only choose sizes like small, medium, large, extra large, as opposed to making them a specific pixel height. So if you've got any sort of design, I guess, fussiness, or you want to be able to be really particular with how something is laid out and use some of the cool features and tools that the Encore Builder has, definitely pick these top ones and don't worry about the Kajabi legacy templates. You can certainly download one and have a look at it to compare if you want to, because like I said, you can have as many of these templates loaded up on your site as you want, because you can work on them offline and then you just make live the one that you want to have live at that particular time. Something else to bear in mind with your templates. I'll show you how we can load one up. We'll pick this one. So we just go add to saved templates, and what that will do is then add it to our template. So you can go through and do that with all of the templates. And sometimes I recommend that you do that because I've got a great little hack for design, which I'll show you in a sec, to learn how to do those different things in Kajabi. If you're like, hey, how do those images go all the way to the edge like that? If you load a template up that's got that in there, you can actually go into it and see, how that was actually set up. But to edit each template, you can just click on this customize. And like I said, you can go through all of them. But something to bear in mind is the content of the website, the text and the information, the things that you do to that template is completely from scratch every time. So if you have got a live template, so let's say this was our website and we were, let's get serious about money, that's not going to come through onto these because these are built with the sample content matching to that one. So when you do a new website template, it's not like an overlay. I'm going to show you the products in a sec where it is like an overlay. This is starting from scratch. However, your blog content, the actual words in your blog, will come through. So there is an exception always. So the blog content will come into your new website. How that blog content is displayed and how you see it on the screen, and the width of the blog and the extra things that are on there and the background colors and fonts and all of that kind of stuff, that is what changes with your actual website template. But every other page, if you want to move, say, from this template to this one, you'll have to copy all of your content across to the new template. So I just thought I would let you know that in case you're wondering. But yeah, you can certainly go through and, like I said, try all the templates out. You might have a look at this one. And we'll go into this one so that I can show you. you might be like, oh, I wonder how they do that cool like triangle section. So you can come into this template and you can have a look at it and be like, oh, how do they get that black border around the image? Or, how they do this where they've got this, smaller font here and the bigger font, or, like how are they setting that up? Like, how are they doing, these things? And you can actually go into each block on the page and go through all of the settings, like go into the background, and you can be like, oh, how are they doing that? And you can go into the image and go into the background for there. So you might be like, oh, okay, so they've got a solid border and it's H width, etc. And this one doesn't have a color because there's going to be a color set into the settings. So that's as well, you can go into the actual settings of the page, into the style guide, and look at what all the settings are, like what the fonts that they're using, what sizes the fonts are, all those kinds of things to help you work out how exactly they made it look like it. So you might not want to use this as an entire template, but maybe you just want to pull sections from it and pull some of the styling to build it into your own template. Or you can just use it exactly as is and just change the words and update the images to your own. But yeah, that's one of the cool things about using the Kajabi templates. And you might find that there are more options in those templates than you realize. So you might be able to like, hey, I can just use these Kajabi templates as is. Or if you don't find anything that you love, like I said, you've got lots of different template sellers, ourselves included, that sell vastly different designs, and that will give you even more options for what to choose. So with your website template, like I said, let's go and customize. We'll customize this one that we just set up. So what you'll need to do is go through the different pages that you are using. Now, every template in the website area will come with a home page. However, I don't recommend using that home page. I recommend creating your home page as a landing page. It is very easy to then just change the menu, and instead of homepage linking to this, link the homepage to the landing page. And if you want information on that, I have got tutorials, so just ask and I'm more than happy to share them with you. But yeah, so you can change all of these links to point to any specific page in Kajabi. So even though this creates a homepage, you don't have to use it as a homepage. I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. But what you'll find is the settings of this, like that style guide that I had a look in before, which is going to choose your colors, and it's going to give you primary color and background and all of the fonts. In your website area, you've got all of these different pages. So any changes that you make to the style guide, any changes that you make to the header, to the footer on the page, any of the changes that you make within the settings area, that is all going to change on every one of these pages with any change that you make. However, when you have a landing page, which I'll show you shortly, the landing pages, all of those settings are unique just to that page. So like I said, for some of you, having that, like I change it in one place, it changes it everywhere, that's going to feel really awesome. For others of you, you'll be like, no, I want to have control over each different page. There's no right or wrong, so just choose what works best for you. But that's the main difference between these different templates. So when you want to update a template, you just got to go through each of the pages. So let's say we want to do the blog page, for example. So we would go into the blog, and there's two different blog pages. There's like the blog, which is the blog home page, and then there's the blog post page, which is how they're displayed. So this is the home page, and then we can change all of the settings in here. We can change the colors, we can change this sidebar, we can change how these are displayed, so that there's lots of different options. And what you'll find is all of the different templates will do it in a different way, what sort of matches with the style of that template. So even if you look at a template and you're like, oh, I like the home page, but I don't really like how they do the blog, that's okay, because you can go and update those pages individually. It's just the overall settings of the template that you've got to stick with. So you can certainly do customization, like I said, font, colors, all of those kinds of things. You can change that for your website. And don't forget, if you are using a theme, a template page, and it's not your own, you've got it from someone else or you've got it from Kajabi, make sure to update these social icons. By default, they are going to say Kajabi. And so often I find people's website pages and they're still showing Kajabi instead of going through to the actual company that the page belongs to. So don't forget to go and update those. So now I want to go on to landing pages, because they are a different type of template. So if you have purchased a template, actually, we'll just quickly go through that in here. So if you have purchased a website template, a website specific template from a seller, then you will need to come down to this saved template area just below and click upload template. And that's only going to work for the website template, which is the collection of pages. If you have a landing page template, often this will be for a sales page or a webinar registration or some kind of specific individual page, that is going to go here. But our landing pages, when we go in here, this is where you might be like, oh, but these are different to the website. Yes, so these landing pages are single pages. They're one page on their own as opposed to that group of pages together. And you can use things like this lead generation page wizard, which will sort of help you build a page. If you give a little bit of copy info, you can start from scratch, or you can use any one of these page templates in here. And even though this says sales page, it doesn't necessarily have to be for a sales page. You could use it for a home page or for something else if you find a design and a style that you really like. This is just to give you some ideas of what the different pages are. And there's a few different styles in here, so you can go through and have a look. These are the three which I mentioned before that match back to those website designs. So this is a sales page for that same tailor or prosper or creative. And there's also other pages as well. So these ones here are very simple pages with not a lot of design and styling, right through to other pages where they're all different layouts and different styles of pages. So you can go through and have a look. You can create as many of these as you want. So you could download all of them, and you might be like, oh, I really want to find out how they make this section look like this. So you can download this and go into it, or you can use that as a base for what you want and change the imagery, change the words, etc. So you can use all of these different pages that they've got. Here's another option where it's quite a different layout. You might be like, oh, that's really funky. I really like how those images are next to the boxes, etc. And I really like how they've got this line going across here, and I like this section. So you can certainly go through and do as many different pages as you want. But just do remember when you're going through that a lot of the sections have more in there. So you can click on view more to be able to, or view all to be able to look at all the different pages and yeah, go through and see which ones that you like. So here again, we've got that creative, prosper and tailor. So if you've got wanting a bit of a matching collection, all the way down here to these other opt-in pages. Again, we've got these same ones here, and also our legacy templates. So that was what I mentioned earlier. The legacy templates are the old Premier style templates. You might still like the design. Just bear in mind, if you're using any one of these templates, that you're going to have a lot fewer design options. For example, this text and image section, you can't add anything else into it. Whereas the new Encore page builder, which are all the ones we were looking at before, you could add multiple images, multiple page blocks. You can have overlapping images. You can do a whole lot more with that. Whereas this one, you have text and you have an image, and all you can do is swap it, and you can't change the sizes, and not as helpful. So it's a little bit less that you can do with these legacy ones. So my advice, just stick with all of these other pages. But as you can see, there's heaps here. So, if you're wanting to be like, I just want to get something up on Kajabi quick and easy today, then, go in here. And even I often will use some of these pages when I just want to do something simple and get things up quickly. And if you don't want to have any design and you are a designer, or you love just having that blank, show your creativity and see what you can do, you can use a blank page as well. So landing pages, website pages, two different types of templates. But we've got more templates. We're going to come next to email, which also has templates. And believe it or not, they have two different types of templates just to make things confusing. So the first one in our templates, if we come in, so we can go into manage the templates afterwards, which is where you want to change anything. But if you don't have any in there yet, go into new campaign. It doesn't matter which one you choose. We'll choose broadcast for now. And then you are going to see, firstly, your templates that you have saved. And secondly, all of the different options of templates within Kajabi. So you can use, again, any of these templates. So you could go and just create a whole lot of random emails that you don't intend to send, just to see what they look like and just to get ideas of how these templates are created. So we've got lots of different styles, some that are more image focused, some that are more text focused, some with videos, countdowns, like all different types of templates here. Personally, I like to use the classic editor, which is just a simple text only email editor. I don't get too fancy with images and things, but I know for a lot of people, like having a beautiful email template is really important, which is why it's really nice to have these options. So what you can do is download one of these options, customize it to your own, and then use that to then save it as your own template. So if you've got a newsletter or something that's going out all the time, you can use one of these as a base, change it to your images, colors, fonts, etc., and add in your own sort of base content, and then use that for your newsletter or for something that's going out regularly. So you can create your own templates. Unfortunately, yet currently at this point in time, there isn't a way to get templates from another account like there is with the website and the landing page templates. So if you do want to create a new template, you will have to create it yourself and then save it in here, and it's only just for your account. But it's good to know that there are lots of different options. So again, just go through, you can have a look at each of them and click into it and sort of go through and look. You might be like, oh, I kind of like that one. Or let's have a look at this, learn guitar. So that's, again, it's sort of just got that nice cool overlap feature. And if you just want to see how that is set up, again, like go into it and see, how they're getting that. So the color goes all the way to the edge and I've got this at the bottom. Or we've got this one here. Like, again, it's got that nice big image. Like, I wonder how they got that in here. You can actually go and load that template up, not to send it, just to sort of have a look at it, seeing how these, lines are in here and how that's, got that gray block here and how the image is going sort of all the way to the edge and how this is set up. So there's lots of different options for you to be able to then customize and make your own. But email templates, there is one more section that has email templates, and this could have you confused if you discover this when you are going through your settings. So there is also an email templates area in your settings. So this is not to be confused with those email templates. So what we were looking at just before was the emails that are within your marketing area. So that is your broadcast emails and your sequence emails, the emails that you're sending out to your list and you're creating and designing. The email templates in this settings area are actually email templates that are the system transactional emails that Kajabi will send on your behalf. So firstly, there is an option to update the branding and colors for those. So that is nice. So you can update that and put your logo in here and change the color. You can't change the font itself, but that's kind of better than nothing. But these templates are the ones where they kind of have a really weird look to it. So let's look at actually what's a common one. An announcement notification is a really common one. So you might come in here and be like, whoa, what is that? It looks like code. And it kind of is a little bit of code. And these can be a little bit intimidating. What I always suggest, if you're like, I don't even know what that is, what are all these brackets? Click on preview and browser and it's going to show you some basic information. So it's going to show you a bit of an idea about how this is going to show up. And you might be like, why does this say Sue's partner site, for example, depending on how, it might say, if I was brand new to Kajabi, it might say Sue's first Kajabi site or something. You might be like, what? That's actually because it's pulling this from this site title area. So instead of having that, you might just have it where you just put your business name rather than, dash site title, so that Kajabi is not pulling things. So anywhere where there's a bracket, Kajabi is pulling information into that, which it then applies to the template. So these templates under settings, email templates, are only for your transactional emails. If that scares you, leave them as is and do not worry about them until you've been using Kajabi for a little while longer. The main thing that I do with these is just sometimes change the language, because the language is quite generic and a little bit boring, and I like to have fun in my business. So I'll often add some emojis and change the language and make it a little bit more friendly, but that's certainly optional. And if you have changed any of the templates, thankfully, it'll let you know. It'll show that you have customized it. If it is default, it is just the Kajabi default, but there are lots of different ones of these. Sometimes you don't know these guys. Then it might be like, where did that come from? That's a random email. Or you might get a random email and you might go, I don't know what that is. Where did that come from? That's where you can come in here. And usually those ones will have a particular look and you'll know that that's a transactional email. So it's likely to be somewhere in here. This being an example, if you've got dripped content, you can again have a look. Like that looks awful and you're not sure what it is, but then this will, this preview here is going to give you a better idea of how that is going to show up. And you can see that it's got a login for the site, and it's going to tell you content has been unlocked. And that's where you can see here, okay, awesome news, content has been unlocked. That's when you can go through and change that and update it to your own words. So these settings email templates are for the transactional emails. The templates under marketing and email broadcasts, that is for your marketing emails, and those are the ones you can make pretty. There's not a lot that you can do with these to make them pretty. Just change the words and then go and update. So at least it's got your logo and your color if there are any buttons in the branding that is sent out. So we've gone through website templates, landing page templates, 2 different versions of email templates. Can you believe it? We got one more template to cover. That is the product templates. So product templates is one of the things that I really think makes Kajabi pretty magic. Like the way that you can showcase your course content in different styles, like different structures, different ways of allowing people to get the same information is pretty cool. And so with that, we have these different options when you are looking at your course content. So you will go and put all of your course content in here. And part of that process when you are doing it is that you will add images into the different areas, the modules. You'll add images into the lessons, etc. So when you come into a lesson, you'll see a thumbnail, so you can have thumbnails, and that will in part have that branding and showcase that. But what you do in here will stay the same no matter what you do with your actual template. So when we go into using the template for a product, so this is only for course products, which is also a membership product if you're using it as a course, go into customize, and this is where you can choose the template for your product. So if you have purchased a template or you've got a template from somewhere else, this is where you would install it. So you install the template for your product here. You can't install a product template until you have a product. So you need to create a product first, then install the template to be able to then use it. But we can install multiple templates. And one of the fantastic things about the product templates is that they can be different in different situations. And it's one of the reasons why I really love it, because I think of the products in line of the actual content inside your product, the lessons, the modules, etc. That is like a phone, and the templates are like a phone case. So the templates can come on and off. You can change it, but the core thing about the product is staying the same, but it allows you to display it in different ways. So when we go into to here, and we can have a look at our content here. This is our this is actually set up, unfortunately, with a product that is no longer a theme that is no longer available. But what we're seeing here is that the modules are in the middle, and they've got these really nice images showing them off, and you can go through, and that is the display type, as opposed to, we're going to come back and show you a different version. So same content, different version. We will make this one, this premiere. So we will turn this one live. Actually, no, we don't need to turn it live. We can customize this one without turning it live, because this is a live product. And then we can see that instead of it being those images in the middle, everything is down the side here like this. So it's a completely different way of having it. And then this all looks different as well. So this gives you different ways to set it up. You can have different information down the side, like different images, like a link to a Facebook group. You can create graphics specific for that. We can do things like add a welcome body in here. This is just set to default, so it still has Kajabi Kenny's video in here, but you can put information in here like text, calls to action, code, which I've used before for things like calendars. So there's lots of options for what you can do with this particular. So this one is called Premiere. So this Premiere, and I said Premiere not to use it for your website pages and landing pages, but for your product, it's my preferred template because it has the most customizability. So that's, just another example of a template. So you can then choose and go through all of the different templates. So what we're going to do is we're going to install a template and now see the different options for the templates. So we can come in here and we can see we've got this Gamify Light, Momentum, Premiere, which is the one that I was just showing you, Sunset, Creative, Prosper. it's just really nice having the different options. So again, Prosper and Creative, that matches back to that Creative and Prosper that was in the website templates and the landing page template. So if you're wanting to have something consistent, then using one of these, might be a really easy way, because then it's the same across everything. Now, the thing is with some of these, basically Premiere is this basically a framework where the lessons are in the middle with the little thumbnails and they go down, just like I showed you before. However, Momentum is a different framework. So there's two different types of framework where all of the lessons are displayed down the side at all times without the thumbnails. It's just the content. And then if you click into the modules, then it's going to display the thumbnail. So these are kind of the main frameworks. And then on top of those, you can style them differently. So this Premiere and Creative is built on Premiere. It's just styled differently. So it has a different design, different colors, different options. So this one doesn't have a hero image. It's got this block here. So it's the same thing, just styled differently. Same with Prosper. So Prosper as well is based on the Premiere framework. So everything in it is the same as Premiere, but it's just a different styling. And that's as well what comes with our templates. When we sell templates, we have products that come with it. So we have a Momentum version and a Premiere version where it's designed and styled to match the template, but it's still built on that core Premiere or Momentum framework. But what about these, Gamify and Sunset? So Sunset is an advanced version of Momentum. So it's built on this Momentum framework, but it has some cool extra coding so that you get additional features that you don't have with the stock standard Momentum. We have things like this menu bar where it expands on the side. We can have more images. We can have a different top section with a menu in it. So we can make it look like this. We can have our categories display, really beautifully once we've got them in there. So there's lots of different things and ways that we can, so it's got that same thing with the content down the side and then the lessons displaying in the middle. But this one has some more features and functionality. So if you're wanting something, we have this collapsible menu, and then you also have within here these sections being collapsible as well. That can be really nice because on the plain Momentum, this is always there. Like, you can't get rid of it. So even if you don't like the colors and you're like, oh, I'm not really into pretty things, you can certainly change those colors and change the font and everything like that, and have color, like completely different colors and a different look. But what you're looking at is the functionality where you have that menu bar that's hidden away, that collapses, and that collapsing menu on the side, rather than having every single lesson available at all times. So that's the main difference. But again, with these, you can install every single one of them and go and have a look at it with your own content to decide which one you like the best. So Sunset is a fancier, more coded version with more functionality than Momentum, which is the plain version. Momentum is probably more along that sort of teachable style where, like I said, everything is down the side. And Premiere, I just like Premiere because I think it displays much nicer. I find it, like I said, more options for more customizability in terms of the display. But we've also got these Gamify. What is Gamify? Well, Gamify, again, there are two different versions of Gamify. Gamify Lite is based on the Premiere framework. So we've got, this content in the middle and then the sidebar. Gamify Lite with sidebar is based on Momentum. So you can see if you look at them, they look pretty similar. They're just different colors. But the difference is that Gamify Lite and Gamify sidebar, they are like Momentum and Premiere, but they have the added functionality of having badges. So if you want to incorporate gamification into your course to help people, encourage them to complete it, gamification is awesome. And having badges is going to allow people to do cool things inside your course area, because as they complete certain parts of their course, there are a whole lot of different automations that you can set up to give them access to a badge, and they might be like, yes, I've got a badge. And not only will they see it in their dashboard, you can also send them an email, so an encouragement email. So Gamify just gives you that extra functionality. Now the thing is, you can't put Gamify over the top of another template. So if you do decide that you wanted to use Gamify or change your template, you would have to start from scratch in terms of the colors and the fonts and the design style, but you can easily flick in between. So you can come to your installed templates and you can be like, oh, I want to put that live. So I'm going to just go and preview this, and oops, not preview it. I want to install it. So to install it, you click on the one that you want and you come down to install. And this is where you would upload a template if you've got one from somewhere else. So we're going to install this Gamify so we can have a quick squeeze. Wake up the hamsters. I love that when Kajabi says that. So now we've still got our current one ready. This is still active, so we're not going over the top of anything, but we can come down here and we've now got this Gamify option that we can go and customize. So when we go into it, we'll see that it's still set to those blue colors. So that's where we could go through and then customize it. And when we're ready and when we're happy with it, so we can see that it's got different font. It's picked up all these, blue colors. So we could come into the typography and the fonts. Go into the color scheme, change everything in the color scheme. You might want to change this area because this is giving you instructions on how to use the template, and you're probably not going to want to have that in your course. So you can customize or delete that block. However, it's bringing in all of our course content in this style here. So all the course content is coming into the template. What's happening is this template is showing different like a different style and color. So, you can choose different ways to set everything up. You can put different information. So you would probably not want this little Gamify thing here. You may or may not want this here. You might want some extra things into that sidebar area. But these are your badges. So you can set up. So this is the extra functionality, but it's the same thing. It's got this hero section here. It's got this top header here where you can put a menu in it if you choose. It will have a color or a background image around it. And, you can go into the different parts of it. If we go into post, we'll save here. I don't know what I saved, but I'll save something. So if we go into post, then we can see that's your actual lesson area. Oops, hang on. I think I've made it unhappy. So I'm going to go back to product. And then I'm going to go to post, and that's going to take us through to the post, which is your lesson styling. So every part of the product can be styled, and that's when you get a different template, it's going to have the different styling. So we can see this is blue. This background here is black. We've got the badges. You might not want the badges on the lesson. So we might be like, no, let's get rid of the badges. So we're going to go away, show the sidebar, and instead we're making it wider. So this is the thing where you've got different, options. We can change all of these colors. Like I don't want that blue. I don't want the blue around here. Like all of these things can be changed and updated, but your content, your lessons, the information in your lessons, that's all still going to stay exactly the same, which is nice. This is what you want. So there are different options with these. So I'm going to go back to customize. I'm going to leave that without saving any of those changes. So if you're not sure which one, try them all. And that's a really cool thing. And the other cool thing as well is if you have one product and you customize it and you get your fonts and your colors and you're like, oh my God, this looks beautiful, you can actually export that as a template and load it into your other products. So you don't have to do that from scratch every time. So that is something that's really cool as well. You can come in here and export as a zip and then import it into your new different products. So the templates for the products are put in under customize for each individual product. So templates. I think we've almost got to the end. I do just want to quickly go through, while I've got you here, some different template options, because these are all the templates that I've gone through that are available within Kajabi natively. So the things that you can get without having to buy any external templates, any things from anywhere else, but there are options to get other templates. And not that one here, this one here. So Penny in Your Pocket, she is a phenomenal designer, and she's got some cool designs that don't just look good, but they have extra functionality. For example, there is a lockable page template. That is just one of her templates. And what that does is it provides functionality that Kajabi doesn't have. And there are so many different uses. I'm going to do a whole video and demonstration on Penny's lockable pages so that you can see how it works, because you can actually link this page to a specific offer. So if someone has purchased a course, or maybe you're selling a template or a download or an ebook or something, and you only want people who've purchased it to ever be able to access that page, that is something you can do through these lockable pages. And you don't have lockable pages natively in Kajabi. So this is what I would call a coded template. So it doesn't just look pretty and match your brand. This has actually got functionality that Kajabi doesn't have. And the same with Jiffy courses who make the Gamify. So there is different Gamify versions. I would suggest if you go to Jiffy courses, which you can do by clicking on the link in your product area, go and grab this tutorial. Very helpful to help you learn how to use those badges and how to make that very cool. But also there's a whole lot of other templates that have coded additional functionality. Like this timeline one is adding in a evergreen timer function. There's some different blog templates which are allowing you to have functionality that you don't natively have in Kajabi. So both Penny and Bastian from Jiffy Courses are creating templates that don't just look different, but they actually perform differently and give you those features that you don't have within Kajabi. And Gamify is a template that I have recently purchased. And again, I'm going to do a video and I'm going to show you, do a walkthrough of that, because it gives you a whole lot more features and functionality, even more than what you have in the standard Kajabi products. It helps you display things absolutely gloriously. Needs a whole video on its own, but highly recommended. So Gamify is a cool way, and it just, helps elevate, especially if you're, running a membership program or something with a lot of content. That can be a really nice way. But then there's also some other versions of Gamify. So you might like the styling of Gamify better. So Gamify is a Netflix style. So Penny had the Flix template and Bastian had the Gamify template, and they got together and they made the most awesome combo of Gamify and Flix. So, some of those are design choices, but you've got a whole lot more functionality and different ability to do different things you can't do in the stock standard Kajabi courses, course templates. So those are paid extras, but depending on where you're at, it might be worth paying for those extras, or it might be something that you're like, that looks cool, I'm going to do that, down the track. But just know that there are different things available. And then, like I said earlier, you've got options where you've got templates like our designs. There's a lot of other Kajabi template designers out there, and that's where you're picking from the design style that you like. And also remember that you can change colors on anything as well. So if you're like, oh, I really like that, but I don't like red, then you can change those colors. Like the colors aren't set. The colors are often the easiest things to change. And one of the differences as well with getting templates from a third-party template provider, when you get the templates through Kajabi, let's say we're looking at this one, for example. If there are things like images or there's certain graphic things in here, actually, no, I know what the best example is this one here. These triangle sections, when you get them through a Kajabi designer, they will give you, usually, good designers will give you Canva graphic assets so you can change the colors. So in this template, that little triangle section is an image and it's black. But because it's a free template from Kajabi, they're not giving you the resource of where you could change the color of that, because it's actually an image. So whereas when you would buy something like that from a template provider, they're going to give you all of the templates for the graphics as well, so you can go and update them, drop your own photo in if there's a special fancy frame or something. There might be a funky background in that section, like there's, cool design elements in the background. All of those are going to come with those templates that you purchase from third parties. Whereas, a lot of the ones that you get from Kajabi, you get it as is and you kind of change it as best as you can, and you don't often have as much flexibility around that. So that is one of the benefits, I guess, of getting them through third-party template providers. And they'll often give you some instructions as well on how to update them and make them your own. Who would have thought I could talk for almost 45 minutes on Kajabi templates? I hope that doesn't daunt you, but I really wanted to go deep and show all of the different templates to help you understand what templates are what within Kajabi, because it can be confusing, especially when you're first getting started and you might not know where to look for all the different templates. To recap, we have website templates. Click into Template Store, browse them, and this is for your collection of pages together. We have landing page templates. So these are for single individual landing pages. We have email templates, 2 different types of email templates. In your settings, you have the transactional email templates, and in your marketing area, under your email section, email campaigns, that's where you have your pretty email templates that you can set up however you want, and also save your own email templates in here. So this is the second type of email templates, your marketing email templates, as opposed to your transactional email templates. And then lastly, we have in this customize area, we have our product templates or themes. Whew, so many. And also you may find older references, and we have it on our site. I think I probably need to take it off. There used to be even more templates. Kajabi reasonably recently cut it back. So some of those old templates, or you might have access and you might be using an older template that isn't showing up here. And that is because those ones have been retired. But you may be able to get access to them. If you ever wanted access to any of them, you can let me know and I can give them to you. However, they're not being supported anymore. So I would suggest, if at all possible, stick to these templates here, and you'll have a lot more options. And yeah, it's design options, but essentially Premier and Momentum are the base. Gamify and Sunset are giving you extra functionality over the base, and then these ones are just design options of Premier. Whew, okay, that is enough about templates. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. If you do have any template questions, please let me know. Comment. I am more than happy to help you. And if you do want some Kajabi templates, we have a free landing page template on our website. So go to theunicornadvisory.com. You'll see the free landing page right there. Or if you go to theunicornadvisory.com/vault, that is our free Kajabi resource vault. And there are loads of things, including templates and always new things being added. So that's an even better option. So theunicornadvisory.com/vault to get our free unicorn Kajabi resources that we are gifting to you. Bye for now. I will see you soon in another video. Sue, signing off.